I've already gone ahead and done a video looking back on the year of Wii U games and discussing which 5 titles I found to be the cream of the crop. You should totally check it out, by the way. Pluggity plug. But I can't just stop at the Wii U, because Nintendo has a whole other video game system that needs its time to shine. Yes, I'm of course talking about that wonderful little device called the Virtual Boy. Nah, I'm just messing with you. It's the 3DS, you boob. 2015 was an okay year for the 3DS. It most definitely wasn't the best year, I will tell you that. It just didn't feel like the 3DS had a lot of high-profile games that released that proved to be unforgettable experiences. There were some good ones, don't get me wrong, but from what I've played this year, it just kind of felt like the Wii U almost had the better lineup. Sue me. Because of that, it was more of a challenge for myself to come up with 3DS games to round out my list, but I tried my best. Again, just like I said in my Wii U video, my choices don't necessarily have to be limited to just Nintendo-published games. They can be from third parties or independent studios as well. As long as I've played the games, they are totally viable choices. So, without further ado, I now present to you my top 5 3DS games of 2015. Number 5. The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes is a pretty divisive game. Some people really enjoyed the cooperative gameplay, while for others it didn't tickle their fancy. But you know what? I didn't think the game was that bad. Playing Triforce Heroes in single player is pretty bad, even though it works, but it's in no way a substitute for the frantic teamwork that is involved in multiplayer, and that's where the game truly shines its brightest. Banding up with other players who have good intentions can truly be a blast, and there's just a special sense of satisfaction you get after completing a level together. You feel accomplished, knowing that even though you're hundreds of miles away from each other in real life, you're all putting your noggins together to circumvent the game's various puzzles. It also helps that Nintendo didn't hold back the punches when it came to the difficulty of this game, so it feels pretty darn rewarding when you win. And the new totem mechanic was a really great way to freshen up the Four Swords type of gameplay, as it's used extensively and again just adds to the synergy. Plus, dressing Link up in numerous costumes is pretty adorable. I mean, come on, he can be a fat Goron. That's awesome. Number 4. You might be wondering, what in the world is this? Well, this, my friends, is Stella Glow, a strategy RPG developed by Imagipoc. Whatever, these dudes developed Stella Glow. You might better know them as the people behind the Luminous Arc series on the DS, and if you liked those games, you'll probably like Stella Glow. Imagipoc is unfortunately no more, but they went out with a bang here, with the characters probably being the highlight of the game. They did an amazing job fleshing out the various personalities, and it's heightened due to the fact Atlus, the ones who localized it, included a lot of fantastic voice acting to bring them to life, making you care for them even more. The strategic turn-based combat is a pretty standard affair, but the number of teammates to choose from, each with their own unique skills, offers a great way to customize how you want to play. It also has an interesting mechanic where you only have a limited amount of free time outside of battle, making you prioritize specific actions, such as bonding with your comrades. There is seriously not many strategy RPGs that have released onto the 3DS, especially in 2015, but Stella Glow is certainly one worth checking out. Number 3. The Legend of Zelda Majoras Mask 3D was a fantastic way to bring back one of the more oddball Zelda experiences and re-energize it for the modern era. For one, the visuals of the game have been greatly improved in its move from the Nintendo 64 to the 3DS. Let's be honest here, it was pretty stinking muddy and dull on the N64. But on the 3DS, everything is much cleaner, vibrant, and the textures have been improved. It all just really pops off the screen now, especially since you can play it in 3D. But outside of the awesome graphical upgrade, the gameplay has been tweaked as well that streamlines certain mechanics that some people weren't exactly fans of in the original to make it more accessible to players. Plus, having the convenience of the touchscreen is a godsend for Majora's Mask, as swapping out items or looking up Ocarina of songs is leagues faster than before. Majora's Mask is also home to one of my favorite Zelda songs, the Clock Down theme, which is really just an added bonus. Oh, and it has Tingle. He's weird. Number 2. 2 years after the bombshell release of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, which is a game I sunk over 80 hours into, Capcom brought the creature slaying adventure series back into the spotlight with Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I can't say that 4 Ultimate has made a significant change in gameplay from its predecessor, but I can say that it has been refined with some new additions. Namely, the heavier focus on verticality, which really opens up your field of movement and introduces new ways to wrangle the monsters. Being able to jump onto the backs of these behemoths is a rather small addition in the grand scheme of things, but on the flip side, it does make you feel like a boss. The monster hunting is still as satisfying and demanding as ever, with a whopping 98 ferocious creatures to take on. There's also new weapon types, new armor, new areas to dispatch these monstrosities in, and so on. Plus, the online multiplayer works like a champ and runs beautifully, allowing you to team up with friends or complete strangers to take these beasts down. And this is really the main draw of the game. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate might not be the game for everyone, but it is the most accessible entry in the series. And if you want a 3DS game you can sink days upon days into, 4 Ultimate will take good care of you. Number 1! This was probably unexpected to many of you peeps, but yes, Image & Form's brand new turn-based strategy game, Steamworld Heist, gets the grand privilege of being my number 1 pick for the best 3DS game of 2015. Steamworld Heist is all around rock solid, with very little in the way of complaints. It introduces a style of gameplay that has yet to be seen on the 3DS, and they succeeded with flying colors, especially since this is their first time tackling a game like this. The battles are quick and exhilarating, the plethora of weapons and abilities for characters offer a ton of customization, and simply just turning the robot scum into a heap of scraps feels oh so satisfying. Plus, Image & Form hired the steampunk band Steam Powered Giraffe to arrange the game's soundtrack, and holy moly are the songs included straight up catchy. It just goes to show that a video game doesn't have to be a AAA experience, so to speak, to be a phenomenal game. Indie studios have the chops to build games that are just straight up fun, even if they're not as extravagant as what the bigger corporations are plopping out. And Steamworld Heist does just that. It's not going to be a game you want to miss on the 3DS eShop. Get it or I'll send Billy Gill to headbutt you. Don't mess with him, because he'll do it. So there you have it folks, those are the titles I chose as the top 5 best 3DS games of 2015. Go ahead and sound off in the comment section below and list away what you found to be the magnum opus of the 3DS this year. If you live in Europe and were hoping that Mario & Luigi Paper Jam would be in this top 5, well, unfortunately us in North America are not getting the game till 2016. So, you know, that stinks. Maybe it will be in my top 5 for next year, I don't know. But what I do know is that this is the end of the video, and if you liked what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up, add it to your favorites, and all that good stuff. And you can stay tuned for more videos in the future. But I will talk to you all later in the next video, guys. Bye!